There were two kinds of civilizations, really. And then the first civilization is what we call the house built by man. And then the second civilization is what we call the house built by God. By this, we considered, for instance, that there are only two ways people can build civilizations. That they can build civilizations based on what man thinks is right. And then they can also build civilizations based on what God says, this is my concept, this is how I want you to do it. The first civilization that was built by man was what you could call Babel. And then from there you got your Babylonian Empire. And as we know from history, Babylon and Babylonian Empire had moved from city to city, from continent to continent, from place to place. May not call themselves Babel or Babylon, but then eventually when you look at Babylon and when you look at those civilizations, you can't find the difference because it is the same philosophy, it is the same line of code. If you talk to computer engineers, the same line of code that roots the first Babylon that will continue to write eventual iterations of Babylon. But then the second kind of civilization is the one that we said was built by God. And from this we begin to talk about the way God operates. That God operates in sequences or in series. For instance, when he wanted to create man, he could have ordinarily created 7 billion people. And then when you close your eyes and open it, you have 7 billion people hovering around the earth. But in his preferred manner, he chose to create one Adam. And then from that Adam, he chose to create Eve out of him. And from the two, they procreated until today. Statistics says that we are now over 7 billion people on earth. He wants everybody, but he starts with one. You'd also see this with Jesus Christ, that when he came to his earthly ministry, he could have evangelized the whole world, but he started by drawing the first, second, and eventually the 12 disciples. Then from 12 to 70, from 70 to 120. Today we can't even number the many Christians we have world over. That indeed he would have said, oh, we want everybody to come into this new kingdom. And then he would have started off running from Asia to Africa to the Americas, trying to evangelize everyone. But then he picked his 12, built on them until we have what we have today. You also see it when God was trying to establish a model civilization on earth. Because after the fall of man, he began to look at how do I show the men in this world what a godly civilization looks like. And he picked one man, Abraham. And then in Abraham, he said, I will make you the father of all nations, not one nation, but all nations. And by implication, it means that through you, I will create one model nation. And then this model nation is supposed to be a model for the rest of the world. Pending the time, I will do the redemptive work that will now bring these nations into the fold. And so you had from that you had your Abraham down to Egypt, where they were 400 years in Egypt, up until Moses came, from Moses to Joshua, and then from Joshua to the promised land, and then you know the story from there.